Hello booktube, hello book friends, welcome back to my channel and another tag video. This is the clean slate book tag, which was a tag I think originally created by Jess at Jess Book Girl TV, and I was tagged by Alan at Big Hard Books and Classics. So thank you to both of those booktubers for creating and for tagging me. So there are 10 prompts and a tag other people prompt. I must say I'm struggling a little bit with some of my answers, so we'll see how we get on. But yeah, let's get going. So, prompt number 1. Are there any genres that you are going to read more of or less of in 2025? This is a tough one. I don't intentionally plan to read more or less of anything, to be honest. I think I'm just trying to enjoy what I'm reading to a degree. I've had a couple of books recently that have maybe not been what you would traditionally call enjoyable, but they were good books nonetheless. Um, I I seem to be reading less non-fiction so far this year, so I don't know whether that's a trend that's going to continue or whether it's just, by December 31st everything will have evened out and it will be kind of, I normally read roughly 50-50 fiction and non-fiction, so we'll see what happens. But I am, having now looked at it, I'm conscious of it, so maybe I'll start reading more non-fiction. Prompt number 2: are there any books you have read recently? I guess this doesn't make sense. Are there any books you have read recently, read that or challenged some of you? So basically, are there any books you've read recently that have challenged some of your own philosophies and beliefs? No, but I did dip into this book on my Kindle last night, which is Lawrence Rees's The Nazis: A Warning from History. Partly because I've had it on my Kindle for a while. The book is 20-ish years old. I think it was written in about 2004 or 2005. And I think there's the commonly held belief that during the run up to and during the Second World War, it was the kind of upper echelons of the Nazi Party Hitler, Goering, Goebbels, Himmler, and so on, who were perpetrating the vast majority of, or ordering the vast majority of, the atrocities and various things that were happening. And what this book is revealing, because it's mostly based on eyewitness accounts, is that yes, that was happening, but there were actually, there were more of the junior Nazi Party members who were causing the atrocities to be perpetrated, and some of that was, basically they were given permission to do something once, and then they took it as carte blanche that they could do similar things whenever they felt like it. So it's quite horrifying that you think, actually what they were trying to do was kind of out Hitler, if that makes sense, which is, and what frightens me is just some of the parallels to some of the things that are happening now, and you can just see how what happened in the 30s and early 40s just descended into absolute tyranny. And so I think that's something that's challenged me recently, and fairly recently, because that was sort of yesterday. Moving on, something happier. Who would you recommend for a newbie to watch? I think that very much depends on what your tastes are, doesn't it? Um, Now, I got into booktube. I think I started either watching Criminoli and Michael K. Vaughan, or Michael K. Vaughan and then Criminoli, but sort of both at the same time. And the algorithm knows, doesn't it? You watch one and then it will start flooding your feed with lots of others. And then MJ, and then I think people like Debs at Rainer Reed's stuff. Pat, a book chat with Pat. I think all of those people, um, Tristan and the Classics. I'd recommend any of those, um, and then kind of let the algorithm do its thing. I think, and just see who it kicks up for you. Um, so I don't know if you watch, for example, if you're watching this at the end when you get the however many it is, 9 or 12 little videos, who comes up? Because obviously I I I do watch this back, but not necessarily always on YouTube. I'll watch it in, before I upload it. So I don't know, and I'd be really interested. If somebody wants to drop me a comment and just say the names of some of the channels that pop up. Yeah, that would be interesting actually. Maybe I need to watch me on another, you know, another account and see what happens. That would be interesting. What is it? Oh no, sorry, missed one. Do you have a book bucket list? Mm, Not a bucket list so much. There are some books that I'm, trying to find. Like I'm trying to fill in all the gaps in my Meg Gray novels that I haven't got. Um, there's a few things like that, but I don't really have a bucket list. No, I don't. I don't think I do. What is it about BookTube that has surprised you the most? I don't know. I know the thing I love the most about BookTube, and that's how friendly and supportive everybody is of everybody else. And I think that's just one of the, you know, yes, there are a few trolls and idiots out there, but the the vast majority of the people who interact with my videos, or who I watch and interact with, are just wonderful people. And I think, I don't that doesn't in some ways that doesn't surprise me, but it's one of the things that I kind of love the most. Question number 6. What are some of your goals? Doesn't have to be booktube. Oh, I don't really have lots of goals. Um, there are a few things I would like to do. Um, I'd like to travel a little bit again, but at the moment, um, some of the places I'd like to go to, I am not going anywhere near. So there's a few of the American national parks I would love to visit. Um, that ain't happening. Um, uh, it's, no. Um, yeah, nothing specific, I guess. If you could meet, dead or alive, any writer, artist, or musician, who would they be? Um, Maybe I need to pick one of each. Writer, dead or alive. Hmm. I think I'd really like. Probably Charles Dickens as a writer. Um, Artist would probably be Van Gogh or Monet. And musician, Bruce Springsteen, maybe. Yeah, let's leave it at that. Uh, would you rather have your life written by your favourite author or be portrayed in a movie by your favourite actor, actress? Hmm. Why would anybody want to do a book or a movie about me? I guess is the obvious answer to that question. I think probably movie. Um, and I don't. I and that then begs the question. Well, so who's your favourite actor then? And um, I really like Eddie Redmayne. Um, I think I just you know he's played everybody from a um, uh, Stephen Hawking through to the Jackal, and various people in between. He's been in the Harry Potter movies. Yeah, there you go. So movie with Eddie Redmayne playing me, because we look so alike. Number 9. What are some of the challenges you have overcome or would still like to improve in regards to your channel? I suppose I'd like to get better at editing, because I don't do it, basically. I'm very much a shoot and post booktuber, as you may or may not have noticed. Um, I think, see, the thing is, this is me talking at some glass and electronics, really. I know you guys are out there, and some of you will watch this, and you'll interact with me in the comments, and I really love that about booktube. You get to interact with people who've actually watched, sat and watched, what are we up to, 12 minutes, watched me talk for a quarter of an hour or whatever this turns into being. I like to think of this as a chat and a conversation between me and you guys. And I'd like that, from my perspective, to be a bit more natural than maybe it is. I think sometimes I'm a little bit stilted, or whatever the word is. So yeah, those kind of two things. Don't necessarily worry too much about the editing, so long as I'm not going to go down the path of green screens and things like that. I don't think. But yeah, maybe some slightly more. Let's get out of these four walls maybe once or twice a year, and do something a bit different. What advice would you give to someone that is thinking about deleting their YouTube channel? Don't do it. Once it's deleted, it's gone. You can unlist all your videos if you don't want people to watch them. So you can delist them all. But be really sure that that's what you want to do. So don't just do it as an impulse. Really think it through, because I think I don't think I've got now copies necessarily of everything that I've uploaded. So if I deleted my channel, they'd be gone. So yeah, that's my tuppence halfpenny, or whatever the term is. Four penneth, tuppence. Who do you tag? I have to think. I'll tag, as I usually do, in the description below. But if you have been, thank you for watching. Thanks to Jess for creating a tag. That was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I really thought I was going to struggle with some of the answers. Well, I think I did struggle with some of the answers. And thanks to Alan at Big Hard Books and Classics for tagging me. As I say, thank you to you guys for watching, and I will speak to you again soon. Take care now. Bye bye.